The Daytona 500 is supposed to be the crown jewel. It's supposed to be that race you circle on the calendar all winter. The one that reminds you why you fell in love with NASCAR in the first place. But what we got this time, it wasn't just dramatic. It wasn't just wild. It felt like something bigger shifted right in front of us. And here's the thing. This wasn't just about a last-lap wreck. This felt like drivers finally hitting a breaking point. Like patience ran out. Like the frustration we've been hearing whispers about for months just exploded under the lights at Daytona. Something happened in those final seconds that has people inside the garage questioning more than just one move. It has them questioning the direction of the sport itself. And if you care about where NASCAR is heading, you need to hear this. Before we dive in, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button and subscribe to NASCAR Nation Report. We're a new channel chasing our first 1,000 subscribers. And if you're the kind of fan who lives and breathes this sport every single week, this is your home. Now let's talk about what really went down. The chaos started on the final lap, and I'm telling you, this wasn't just another big one. This was a moment that exposed everything drivers have been quietly frustrated about. Coming to the white flag, it was Carson Hocevar leading. He had control. Then he gets turned into the wall. No immediate caution. The field keeps charging. Chase Elliott surges ahead off turn 4. For a split second, it looks like he's about to steal the biggest win of the year. And then he gets wrecked. Behind him, Riley Herbst throws a block. Brad Keselowski has a massive run, and I mean a huge run. And suddenly it's just metal folding everywhere, cars smashing across the finish line. Joey Logano crosses the stripe backwards, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. scraping the wall. Keselowski limping home 5th with the nose destroyed, somehow slipping through the smoke like a scene out of a movie. Tyler Reddick crosses the line first. But here's what hit me the hardest. He didn't even celebrate. He said he didn't know if he'd won. He wasn't sure if the caution lights were on before he reached the start-finish line. Imagine winning the biggest race of your life and being afraid to smile because you think it might get taken away. That says everything about how chaotic and uncertain that finish felt. And this wasn't just another win for Reddick. This was personal. This is a guy who grew up in California, never missing a Daytona 500 broadcast. A kid sitting with his family every Sunday, dreaming of just racing here. He talked about testing an ARCA car at Daytona for the first time, and thinking it felt surreal. Now, fast forward, he's a Cup driver racing for Michael Jordan, with expectations to win every single year. He admitted last season was tough. No wins, a drought, looking in the mirror as a team, fighting pressure, fighting doubt. And on top of that, his newborn son dealing with health issues. He said the only time he'd ever felt emotions like this was winning the pole at the Charlotte Roval when his son was in the hospital. Think about that for a second. While we're arguing about blocks and chaos online, this guy is carrying family struggles, pressure from the organization, and the weight of 3 generations of sacrifice. His parents, his grandparents, all invested in this dream. And he said before the race, his son asked him, "Are you finally going to win this race?" That's not just a trophy. That's legacy. But here's where this story turns into something bigger than one emotional victory. Because the anger inside that garage, it was real. Elliott didn't hide his frustration. He flat out said, "We were leading the Daytona 500 off turn 4, coming to the checkered flag, and didn't win. So you tell me. That's disbelief. That's heartbreak. Keselowski was furious, called the move one of the dumbest things he's ever seen, said the block from the 35 car wiped out everyone for no reason. He believed he had the run to possibly win, or at least challenge, and it was taken away by what he saw as a desperate, unnecessary move. Herbst defended himself, saying he chose his lane, got pushed, and was just trying to win the race. And Reddick even said he doesn't win that race without Herbst, that Herbst did everything right for himself in that moment. So, who's right? That's where this becomes a sport-wide debate, because all race long, drivers weren't racing flat out. They were managing fuel, lifting, riding half-throttle, sitting in tight, glued-together packs. And that's where the next-gen car enters the conversation. The current package has made superspeedway racing almost too equal. Equal drag, equal horsepower, equal speed. The cars are so planted that drivers barely have to lift in the corners. And when nobody lifts, the field stays stacked, 3 wide, 4 wide, inches apart. Passing doesn't come from raw driving anymore. It comes from pit strategy, from saving fuel, from timing chaos. Even race-winning team owner Denny Hamlin said it plainly. They might need to increase speeds and make handling matter again. He talked about taking spoiler away, slowing cars in the corners so drivers have to lift. More lifting means more separation. More separation means more skill, more risk, less pack dependency. He even floated the idea of bringing the Clash back to Daytona and letting drivers experiment with a package that eliminates fuel saving completely. Just hang on and drive. That's a huge statement, because right now the feeling inside the garage is that drivers are trapped. They can't separate. They can't create runs without help. You need pushes. You need teammates. You need someone else to move first. Zane Smith even said it. The help wasn't there. That's Daytona. And if the help isn't there, your run dies. When the biggest race of the year ends with half the top 5 crashing across the finish line, when drivers are openly calling moves stupid, when the winner doesn't even know he won, that's not just Daytona madness. That's a warning. This sport might be standing at a crossroads. Do you accept this as the new normal? Chaotic pack racing, fuel-saving chess matches that explode on the last lap? Or do you change the car and risk something different to bring back handling, separation, and individual skill? Because if this is what the Daytona 500 becomes every year, the debate is only going to get louder. And as a fan who watches every single week, I'm torn. The drama was insane. My heart was pounding. But I also get why drivers feel like something's off. The greatest race of the year shouldn't leave this many people angry. So now I want to hear from you. Was that just classic Daytona chaos? Or is the next-gen package slowly turning the biggest race in NASCAR into a ticking time bomb? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about it. And if you enjoyed this kind of honest fan-to-fan breakdown, hit like and subscribe to NASCAR Nation Report. We're a new channel trying to reach our first 1,000 subscribers. And if you love real NASCAR conversations without the corporate filter, you're in the right place. Because if this race was any sign of what's coming this season, buckle up. The storm might just be getting started.